were your thoughts at that time? What, your education-wise, you went overseas, right? When was that?
I left North Borneo in 1959 after completing my sixth form in North Borneo. You talk about the British presence in North Borneo. I did remember when I was in school, the teachers used to ask us to write what is called composition or essay. And we had to write about the pros and the cons of the federal territory in Borneo merging to become one country, namely Brunei, Sarawak and North Borneo. It's a pity actually that it did not eventuate as I wish it to have happened, because it would have made more sense to me rather than us teaming up with Malaya, Singapore, Sarawak, in my view.
So this was in school. I mean,
this was in school.
Right at an early stage in the school.
It was just a teacher.
But still, the thought of it, you know.
The teachers must have thought about this.
Yes.
As students, you know what we thought about it. Of course, at the time, we didn't know. I mean, I for one didn't know exactly. I didn't know what was federation was like, and so we have very limited experience and knowledge about the issue.
Right.
But it would have made more sense, because if you look at Malaya and North Borneo, we have hardly anything in common. Because in Malaya, as far as I am aware, you have three mainstream population: Malay, Chinese, Indian, and then sprinkling of Orang Asli. Then you have Sultan, you have kings, you have Ketuanan Melayu. Whereas in Sabah, we have no less than 40 ethnic communities.
Indigenous people, you know.
They have similarities, but they have also differences, you know, customs and things like that.
Okay.
So,
well, it's interesting because even though everything seems to be in the air, you know, the people are thinking. You see, it's not that they were just blindsided in everything.
but I have not much complaint about the British, the way I saw them, because my first boss was a British expatriate from Malaya. He was a pensioner there, and I had great respect for him. And also, I remember during the British time, I mean when British was controlling North Borneo, there was no such agency as anti-corruption agency, you know, no ACA, and yet there was no corruption, you know.
So I'm coming to that because this is very interesting, you know, because you went overseas to do your education. You had a scholarship. You went to New Zealand, and then from there you went to Oxford, right?
Yeah, that's later.
Later,
when I was already working as a civil servant.
Oh, I see. Okay. So when you were overseas, you heard this talk about Malaysia being formed.
Oh yes, of course.
Okay. And what was the sensing then?
I was back in North Borneo in January of 1962. That was, Malaysia was a hot topic in Malaya and Sarawak and all those, and Singapore. But while I was a student in Victoria University in New Zealand, we had a Borneo Students Association, and the members were dead against the formation of Malaysia.
Really?
Yeah. I, for one, was not against it per se. I was just not in favor of its timing, because I thought North Borneo was being rushed into it. We were not ready.
And that was when you were in the
When
university.
I was
time.
still in the university.
Uh-huh.
You know.
And that alumni was with what? Sarawak?
Some of the members was
From Borneo.
students from Brunei, Sarawak, and North Borneo.
Okay. And you majored in political science, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Why did you choose that? I mean, there must be, because a lot of people
Because-
choose, something that has been in the house or some ancestry in politics.
Sometimes the word political science, I was not quite sure what was it at the time. But I look at all the subjects, because I had only to do art stream. And I could not, because I didn't do science in school. So I look at all the subjects that were available in the university. Somehow or other, political science attracted me.
Nice.
That was my major subject, although I did other subjects, like economics, sociology, geography, things like that, English. And English, of course, is compulsory for people like us.
Hi everyone, this is Dr. Charles Lee. Before this episode starts, I have a small favor to ask from you. Many visit and watch the videos and they find it very informative, they get excited. Some of them write to me on my email, but they don't subscribe. So would you do me a small favor? Would you just press that subscribe button? It'll be so good for all of us. Certainly it helps the channel grow. It adds a little bit of vitality to the channel. At the same time, the numbers get bigger, and my heart gets bigger too. So just to know that you're with me, you enjoy the company, and I enjoy your company, you won't believe it. So please subscribe, press that button. I want to hear those bells jingle, and most of all, stay tuned. And I love your company. We'll talk again.